Now loud. Hey, yo. I wish I'd have let it play. I knew you was gonna hit that shit. They talking about systems. Yeah, everybody.
Hey, Shalom. Yeah, about you, Shah Baraka. Oh no, that was something. Shalom. Yeah, about you, Shah Baraka Thumb. To all the brothers, yeah, with Shemal the Thumb, by Shim, shout out to the sisters. Hit your mic. Cut it off. Yeah, just cut it off. I'm saying this Durham, North Carolina Sabbath service. Priest and officer Mahayal holding it down would be consistent conducting his officer Yanazal. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get straight into it, man. So it's like if you could just blow the horn to commence the Sabbath service. So Amadium, this means to stand. Wapanial Kodam, this means rise and face ease. Start off with the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew.
Abanawa,
Abanawa,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Kodash,
Kodash,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Shemka,
Shemka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Malakwaka,
Malakwatka,
Taba'ah,
Taba'ah,
Watazayaka,
Watazayaka,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Ba'arataza,
Ba'arataza,
Kawa,
Kawa,
Hayah,
Hayah,
Bashemayim,
Bashemayim,
Nathanawa,
Nathanawa,
Lakam,
Lakam,
Cow,
Cow,
Yawum,
Yawum,
Wasalaknawa,
Wasalaknawa,
Kabawatnawa,
Kabawatnawa,
Kasalaknawa,
Kasalaknawa,
Kabawathanawa,
Kabawathinawa,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Tabia Ayanawa,
Tabi'ayinawa,
Vanasaya 1,
Vanasaya 1,
Abol,
Abol,
Hawashayanawa,
Hawashayinawa,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Rai,
Rai,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Hamalakwath,
Amalakwa,
Waha'ala,
Waha'ala,
Wahafaparith,
Watapara,
Iwalumium,
Iwalunium,
Aman.
Aman. In the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it.
The prayer for the Hakak, the prayer for the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem Yahweh Shai,
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah,
Babakashah,
Babakashah,
Nathanawa,
Nathanawa,
Hakak,
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 La Para'ah,
Larpa'ah,
Kal Makala,
Kal Makala,
Wakal Marawa,
Kal Marawa,
Hakak,
Hakak,
La Tahar,
Latahar,
Ham Matazarayam,
Hamatazarayim,
Hakak,
Hakak,
La Hakliam,
Lahaquium,
Hamathium,
Hamathium,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Al Raraka'awath,
Arakar Wath,
Hatama'ala,
Hatama'ala,
Lagarashan,
Lagarashan,
Bahashem Yahweh Shai,
Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah,
the water Amun.
the water Aman. In the English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shah, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahweh Shah, thank you, so be it.
Pray for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatah Yahweh.
Barakatah Yahweh.
Why Yahweh Shai?
Why Yahweh Shah?
Why Mayaka Allah?
Why Mayaka Allah?
Why Allahayim?
Why Allahayim?
Matazabaya.
Matazabiyah.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawap Yahana.
Alawapium.
Alawapium.
Hasaranyam.
Hasaranyam.
Hakwatazayanyam.
Hakwatazayam.
Hakoya yoyum.
Hakoya yoyum.
Wahakwatian.
Wahakwatian.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
Bahashem Yahweh Shah.
The water Aman.
The water Aman. In the English, bless you, Yahweh. And Yahweh Shah.
And Yahweh Shai.
And Michael.
And Michael.
And the angels.
And the angel.
Commanding General Yahana. The generals. The captains. The officers. The troopers. And the sisters. Yahweh. In the name of Yahweh Shah. Thank you. So be it.
The 121st Psalm in Hebrew. Aisha,
Aisha,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Al-Hahariam,
Al-Hahariam,
Ma'ayan,
Mayan,
Yaba'a,
Yaba'a,
Isaiah,
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 Ma'aim,
Ma'aim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shemayim,
Shemayim,
Wa Arataza,
Wa'arataza,
Al-Yathan,
Al-Yathan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Ragalka,
Wagalka,
Al-Yanawam,
Ayanawam,
Shemarka,
Shamarka,
Hanala'a,
Hanala'a,
Yanawam,
Yanawam,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yayashan,
Yayashan,
Shawamar,
Sharamar,
Yasha'ala,
Yasha'ala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Al-Yad,
Al-Yad,
Yamyaka,
Yamyaka,
Yawamam,
Yawamam,
Hashemash,
Hashemash,
La'a,
La'a,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Wayarak,
Wayarak,
Balayala,
Balayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Makal Rai,
Kalrai,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Athnapashka,
Athnapashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Tazaatka,
Tazaaka,
Waba Wa'atka,
Wabawaaka,
Ma'aitha,
Mayatha,
Wa'aid Iwalam.
Wa'ayat Abalam. In English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore.
This is the 83rd Psalm in Hebrew. Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Al-Dami Alaka,
Al Damayalaka,
Al-Fakarash,
Al Takarash,
Wa Al-Tashakwat,
Wa Al Tashakwat,
Al
Al
Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Awayabiaka,
Awayabyaka,
Yahama,
Yahama,
Yawan,
Yawan,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al-Imaka,
Al Imaka,
Yairayamwa,
Yairayamwa,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wayatha,
Wayatha,
Ya'itazawa,
Ya'itazawa,
Al-Tazapawanyaka,
Al Tazapawanyaka,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanakakidam,
Wanakakidam,
Magoya,
Magoya,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Sham Yasha'ala,
Shem Yashala,
Iwada,
Iwada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawa'itazawa,
Nawa'itazawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Alyaka,
Alyaka,
Barayaf,
Baryaf,
Yakarathwa,
Yakarathwa,
Aholia,
Aholia,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wayashamai,
Yashamai,
Alayam,
Alayam,
Mawa'aba,
Mawa'aba,
Wahagariam,
Wahagariam,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa'imawan,
Waimawan,
Wa'amalak,
Waimalak,
Palashaf,
Palashah,
I'm Yeshabia,
I am Yeshabia,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gam Ashawar,
Gam Ashawu,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zerawai,
Zarawai,
Labanya Lawat,
Labanya Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aishalaham,
Aishalaham,
Kamadian,
Kamadian,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sara'ah,
Sara'ah,
Kayabian,
Kayabian,
Banakal,
Banakal,
Kwayashwan,
Kwayashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Nashamadwa,
Ba'ayan,
Bayan,
Da'ara,
Dara,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La'adama,
Ladama,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Nada,
Nada,
Yabmawa,
Yabmawa,
Arab,
Ka'arab,
Wakazaba,
Wakazaba,
Wakazabak,
Wakazabak,
Wakatazol,
Wakatazol,
Mana'ai,
Manai,
Kal Nasaya Kamwa,
Cal Nasai Kamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Nayarasha,
Nayarashah,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Af,
Af,
Na'awaf,
Na'awat,
Alahayim,
Alahayim,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Kagogala,
Kagogala,
Kakwash,
Kakwash,
Lapanya Rawaka,
Lapanya Rabaka,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Tabia Ira,
Dabayaira,
Ya'ira,
Yaira,
Wakalahaba,
Wakalahaba,
Talahat,
Talahat,
Marayam,
Marayam,
Harayam,
Harayam,
Khan,
Khan,
Daradapma,
Tharadapma,
Basa Irika,
Basairaka,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapafka,
Wapathka,
Tabahalam,
Tabahalam,
Mala'ah,
Mala'ah,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kwalawan,
Walawan,
Wayabakwashwa,
Wayabakwashwa,
Shimka,
Shimka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Wayabaholwa,
Wayabaholwa,
Aidyaai,
Aidyai,
Wayakaparwa,
Wayakaparawa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayadayawa,
Wayadayawa,
Kayatha,
Kayatha,
Shimka,
Shimka,
Yahawa,
Yahawa,
Labadka,
Labadka,
Al-Yawan,
Al-Yawan,
Al-Kal Ha'aratazar.
Al-Kaharataza. In English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace,
Hold not thy peace.
and be not still,
Be not still,
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult,
thine enemies make a tumult,
and they that hate thee
they that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
Have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy
and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot. Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kisan, which perished at Endor. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like Oreb and like Zeeb, yea, all their princes, as Zabah and as Almunam, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of Yahweh in possession. O my power, make them like a wheel, as to stumble before the wind, as the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name. O Yahweh, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let me put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the Most High over all the earth.
Genesis 33 and 6.
All right, so we pick back up at Genesis chapter 33 and verse 6. The water, you know what I'm saying, opposite Tabawan, on it down last week. You know what I'm saying? For those who would like to, tune in, just go to blueletterbible.org and type in Genesis 33. Scroll down to verse 6. You press that button and say tools on the side, and it'll pull up the Assyrian Hebrew for you, which is what we'll be reading from. So we'll go down to verse 12, 6 to 12.
This is the book of Genesis and chapter 33 and verse 6. Wafa Gashun, Hasha Pakawath, Hana, Wayalat Dayath Hun, Watha Shatha Kawayan, Salakia, Hawayan. Verse 7. Wathagash Gum La'ath Waya Ladadia Waya Ladia Waya Shaf Wawa Wa Akar Nagash Yawasap Warakal Waya Shakawawa Waya Shakawawa. Okay. Verse 8. Wayamar Maya Laka Kal Hamahana Haza Ashar Paga Shathia Waya Amar Lama Taza'a Hun. Ba'ayanaya. Adunya. Verse, come on. Verse 9. Waya Amar, Aishawa, Yash, Laya, Rab, Akia, Yahaya, Laka, Ashar, Laka. Verse 10. Waya Amar, Yaikwab, Al, Na'a, Na'a, Mataza Athia, Khan, Ba'ayanayaka, Wala Kwakath, Manafathia, Mayadia, Kaya, Al Khan, Ra'ayathia, Panyaka, Kara'ath, Panya Alahayam, Watha Ratazanya, Watha Ratazanya. Verse 11. Quack, Na'ath, Barakathia, Ashar, Haba'ath, Laka, Kaya, Hananya, Alahayam, Wakaya, Yash, Lawa, Kal, Waya, Patazar, Ban, Waya, Quack. Verse 12. Waya Amar, Nasai, Wanalaka, Wa Alaka, Lana Gadathka, Lana Gadaka, Lana Gadka. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 33 and verse 6 in English. Then the handmaidens came near, they and their children, and they bowed themselves. Verse 7. And Leah also with her children came near and bowed themselves. And after came Joseph near and Rachel, and they bowed themselves. Verse 8. And when he said, What meanest thou by this drove which I met? And he said, These are to find grace in thy sight, in the sight of my Lord. Verse 9. And Esau said, I have enough, my brother, keep that thou hast unto thyself. Verse 10. And Jacob said, Nay, I pray thee, if now I have found grace in thy sight, then receive my present at my hand, for therefore I have seen thy face, as though I had seen the face of God, and thou wast pleased with me. Ooh, he put it down. Anyway, verse 11. Take, I pray thee, my blessing that is brought to thee, because God, the Most High, hath dealt graciously with me, and because I have enough. And he urged him, and he took it. And he said, Let us take our journey, and let us go, and I will go before thee. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 33, and verse 13 in Hebrew. Waya Amar, Aliyawa, Adunya, Yadai, Kaya, Hayaladium, Rakayam, Wahat Taza'an, Wahabakwar, Alawath, Alia, Wada Pakwawum, Yawum, Akkad, Wamathwa, Kal, Hataza'an, Verse 14. It's loading. Bear with me, it's loading. Okay, here we go. Ya I bar na'a adunya lapunya abadwa wa anya afa nahala la ataya or la atia la ragal hamala alaka hamala aka ashar lapunya wala ragal hayaladium Aid ashar aba'a al adunya sha ayara. Verse 15. Waya amar aishawa ataza yagaha na'a idaka mun ha'aim ashar akia no athia waya amar lama za amataza'a hun ba'ayanaya adunya. Verse 16. Wayashab bayawum haha wa'a aishawa ladarakwa sha'ayarak. Verse 17. Waya Iquab Nasai Sakatha Waya Bun Bayath Wala Makwana Wala Makwanaha Kanahawa Aisha Sakath Al Khan Kwara'a Sham Hamakwawum Sakawath. Verse 18. Waya Ba'a Ya Iquab Shalom Ayar Shakam Ashar Ba'aratazar Kana'ain Baba Awa Mapadun Aram Wayakhan Af Panya Ha'ayar. Verse 19. Wayakwan Af Halakwath Hashadath Ashar Nata Sham Aholwa Mayad Bunya Kamawar Abya Shakam Bama'a Kwasha Yata Kwa Shayata. Is 20 the last one?
19, 13, right?
Okay, come. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 33 and verse 13 in English. And he said unto him, My Lord knoweth that the children are tender, and the flocks and herds with young are with me. And if men should overdrive them one day, all the flock will die. Verse 14. Let my Lord, I pray thee, pass over before his servants, and I will lead on softly according as the cattle that goeth before me, and the children be able to endure until I come unto my Lord unto Seir. And verse 15, and Esau said, Let me now leave with thee some of the folk that are with me. And he said, what needeth it. Let me find grace in thy sight of my Lord, in the sight of my Lord. So Esau returned that day on his way unto Seir. Verse 17. And Jacob journeyed to Succoth and built him an house and made booth for his cattle. Therefore, the name of that place is called Succoth. Verse 18. And Jacob came to Shalom, a city of Shechem, which is in the land of Canaan, where he came from Pad and Aram, and pitched his tent before the city. Verse 19. And he bought a parcel of a field where he had spread his tent at the hand of the children of Hamor, Shechem's father, for 100 pieces of money. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 33 and verse 20 in Hebrew. Wayatazab Shem Mazabak Wayakwara'a Lawa Al Alahaya Yashara Allah. Next chapter. Come on. Okay. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 34, and verse 1. In the Hebrew, Salakia. Come on. Okay, there we go. Wafataza'a Dayana Ba La'a Ashar Yalada Laya Iquab Lara Awath Baba Nawath Ha'aratazar. Verse 2. Wayara'a Atha Shakam Ban Hamawar Hakawaya Nashaya'a Ha'aratazar Wayakwak Atha Waya Shakab Atha Waya Aina. Verse 3. Watha the Bak Napashwa Badayana Bath Ya Iquab Waya Ahab Ath Hana'ar Waya Debar Al Laba Hana'ar. Verse 4. Come on, verse 4. Verse 4. Waya Omar Shakam Al Hamawar Abayawa La Omar Kwak La Ya Ath Hayalada Hazaath La Ashar. Verse 5. Waya Iquab Shemai Kaya Tama'a Ath Dayana Bathwa Wa Bunyawa Hayawa Ath Makwanawa Bashada Waha Korash Yaiquab Aid Ba'am. Verse 6, this is the last one. Wayataza'a Kamwar Abia Shakam Al Yaiquab Ladabar Akwa. phone is working mad slow. I got it now. It's coming.
You on the Wi-Fi?
A lot. Okay. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Yeah, you can use mine too. I'll connect you to the Wi-Fi.
The water, sir. This is the book of Genesis, chapter. We got to go back to 33 and read 20. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 33 and verse 20 in English. And he erected there an altar and called it Elohi, Israel. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 34 and verse 1 in English. And Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare unto Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. Verse 2. And when Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. So in other words, he saw her and he raped her. That's what happened. Verse 3. And his soul clave unto Dinah, the daughter of Jacob. Even though he raped her, he was in what we call today infatuated with her. And he loved the damsel and spake kindly unto the damsel. So after he raped her, now he want to be nice. After he done raped a woman, now he want to be nice. That is absolutely insanity. I mean, I'm sorry to say. Verse 5. And Jacob heard that he defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons was with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace until they were come. Verse 6. And Hamor, the father of Shechem, went out unto Jacob to commune with him. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse 7 in the Hebrew. Wayabayana, Salakia, Wabunya, Ya Iquab, Ba'awa, Mun, Hashada, Kasha Ma'aim. The water, sir. Who's that? Kasha Ma'aim. Kasha Ma'aim. Wayafa Aitazab Bawa. Nashiam. Wayachar. Laham. Ma'ad. Kaya. Labala. Na Bala. Aisha. Bayasha Allah. Lasha Kab Ath Bath Ya Iquab La Wakan La'a Ya Aisha. Verse 8. Waya Dabar Kama War Athum La Amar Shakam Banya Kashaka Na Pashwa Baba Fakam Salakia Thanawa Na'a Atha Lawa La Asha. In verse 9. Waha Sakathanwa Athanwa Banath Kayakam Fatha Thathanwa Lanwa Wa'ath, Banathia Nawa, Fakwakakwa Lakam. Verse 10. Wa'ath Nawa, Fashabawa, Wa'aratazar, Fahaya, Lapunyakam, Shabwa, Wasa Karwa, Waha Zawa, Zawa, Ba. Verse 11. Waya Amar Shakam, Al Abiyah, Lawal, Akia, Amataza'a, Khan, Ba'ayanayakam, Wa Ashar, Fa Amarwa, Aliyah, Athun. Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right, we ended at 6, then we started at 7, so we end at 13. 14? God.
No, you're right.
13.
If you start this out.
Come on. Verse 12. Harabwa, Aliyah, Ma'ad, Mahar, Wamathun, Wa'athana, Ka'ashar, Fa'amarwa, Aliyah, Wathunwa, Laya, Ath, Hana'ar, La'ashar. Verse 13. Salakia. Let's go back there. Verse 13. Waya Anwa, Banya, Ya Iquab, Ath, Shakam, Ra'ath, Hamawar, Abiyawa, Bamarama, Waya Dabarwa, Ashar, Tama'a, Ath, Diana, Akathum. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 34 and verse 7. And the sons of Jacob came out of their field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth because he had wrought folly in Israel in lying with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. If I may, sir. So the brothers found out that their sister was raped, and they about to go off. They're very angry because this is a very wicked, unlawful crime. Verse 8. And Hamor communed with them, saying, the soul of my son Shechem longeth for your daughter. I pray you give her to him to wife. So here's the man's father, who the father of the rapist, is saying, yo, give me that daughter. My son done raped your daughter. Let me have her to wife. He's already defiled her. And for some reason, he thinks this is cool. Verse 9. And make ye marriages with us, and give your daughters unto us, and take our daughters unto you. Verse 10. And ye shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade ye therein, and get you possessions therein. So the father's trying to make a deal, after his son done raped Dinah. And I don't think the brothers is going to go for it. But let's see. Verse 11. And Shechem said unto her father and unto her brethren, let me find grace in your eyes, and what ye shall say unto me I will give. Verse 12. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according as ye shall say unto me. But give me the damsel to wife. Verse 13. And the sons of Jacob answered Sichem and Hamor. Sichem is the rapist, and Hamor is his father. His father deceitfully, and said, because he had defiled Dinah, their sister. So he said, yeah, okay. Yeah, we good. So let's see what happens. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 34 and verse 14 in the Hebrew. Wayamarwa, Alahayakam. Nope. Alahayam, La'ah. Nawakal, La'aishawath, Hadabor, Hazah, Lafath, Ath, Akathunwa, La'ayash, Ashar, Lawa, Irala, Kaya, Karapa, Hawa'a, Lanwa. Verse 15. Ad Aka, Baza'ath, Na'awath, Lakam Am, Fahayawa, Fahayawa, Kumnawa, Lahamal, Lakam Kal, Zakar. Verse 16. Wanathunwa, Ath, Banathianawa, Lakam, Wa'ath, Banathiakam, Naquak, Lanwa, Waya Shabnawa, Athakam, Waya Haya, Waya Yanwa, La'aim, Akkad. Verse 17. Wa'am La'ah, Thashemaiwa, Alianawa, Laha Mawal, Wala Kwaknawa, Ath, Bathunwa, Waha Lakunwa. Verse 17. Waya Tabwa, the Baria Hum, Ba'ayanaya, Kamwar, Waba'ayanaya, Shakam, Ban, Hamawar. Verse 19. Wala'ah, Akar, Hana'ar, La'aishawath, Hadabar, Kaya, Kapataza, Babath, Yaiquab, Wahaya, Wahaya, Salakia, Wahawa'ah, Nakabad, Makal, Bayath, Abayawa, Salakia. 21 is the last one. We started at 14, right? Kadawaka. Verse 20. Salakia. Wayabaya come war. Washakam. Banwa al. Sha'ar. Ayarum. Wayadabarwa al. Anashia. Ayarum la Amar. Verse 21. Ha'anashiam, Ha Allah Shalomyim Hum Athnawa Waya Shabwa Ba'arataza Waya Sakarwa Atha Waharataza Waharataza Hana Rakabath Yadim Lapunya Hum Ath Banathum Nakwak Lunwa Lanashiam Wa'ath Banathia Nawa Nathan Lahum. This is the book of Genesis chapter 34 and verse 14. And they said unto him, we cannot do this thing to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach unto us. Verse 15. But in this will we consent unto you, if ye will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Verse 16, then will we give our daughters unto you, and we will take your sons, your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. Verse 17, but if ye will not hearken unto us to be circumcised, then we will take our daughter, and we will be gone. Verse 18, and their words pleased Hamor, and Shechem, Hamor's son. Verse 19, and the young men deferred not to do the thing, because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all the house of his father. Verse 20, and Hamor and Shechem his son came unto the gate of their city, and communed with the men of their city, saying, verse 21, these men are peaceable with us, therefore let them dwell in the land and trade therein. For the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 34 and verse 22 in the Hebrew. Akah, Baza'ath, Ya'athwa, Lanwa, Ha'anashiam, La Shabbath, Athanwa, La Hayawath, La Aim, Akkad, Bahamawal, Lanwa Kal, Zakar, Ka'ashar, Hum, Namalayam, Namalium. Verse 23. Makwanahum, Wakwanyanum, Wakal, Bahamathum, Halawa'a, Lanwa, Hum, Aka, Na'awatha, Lahum, Wayashabwa, Athunwa. Wayashamayawa, Al, Kamwar, Wa Al, Shakum, Banwa, Kal, Yataza Ayah, Sha'ar, Ayarwa, Wayamalwa, Kal, Zakar, Kal, Yataza Awa, Taza Ayah, Salakia, Sha'ar, Ayarwa. Verse 25. Wayahaya, by a woman, Hashal Layashia, by her Watham, Kaabium, Waya Kwakwa, Shanya, Banya, Ya Iquam, Shama Iwan, Waloya, Akia, Diana, Ayash, Karabwa, Waya Baawa, Al, Ha Ayar, Batak, Waya Haragawa, Kal Zakar. Verse 26. Wa'ath, Hamawar, Wa'ath, Shekam, Banwa, Haragwa, Salakia, Haragwa, Lapia, Karab, Wayankwakwa, Ath, Diana, Mabayath, Shekam, Wayatazaawa. Verse 27. Banya, Aikwa, Ya Aikwab, Ba'awa al, Hakalolium, Wayabazawa, Ayar, Ashar, Tamaawa, Akiawatham. 28 is the last one. Ath, Taza Unnum, Wa'ath, Bakwarum, Wa'ath, Hamarayahum, Wa'am, Ashar, Ba'ayar, Wa'ath, Ashar, Bashada, Laquaqua. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse 22. Only therein will the men consent unto us for to dwell with us, to be one people, if every male among us to us be circumcised as they are circumcised. Verse 23. And shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent with them, and they will dwell with us. So he's saying, like, if we marry them, if we mingle with them, then we're going to get, their possessions will be our possessions. That don't sound right. Okay. Verse 24. And unto Hamor, unto Shechem, his son, hearkened all that went out of the gate of this city, and every male was circumcised, all that went out of the gate of this city. Verse 25. And it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, that two of the sons of Jacob, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's brethren, took each man his sword, and came upon the city boldly, and slew all the males. Now, this was not a righteous act at all, because they had made an agreement with these men. And so them going, it would, if they had done this maybe before there was agreement, then maybe, understand, it might have been, justified. But after making an agreement with the people, and then they, these people did their part, they did circumcise themselves. They still went in against their father's wishes and murdered these people. This is Simeon and Levi. Okay. And in the book of, I think it's in the book of Genesis chapter 49, these things are remembered. You understand what they did? Somewhere in the book is remembered what they did here was not righteous, and it caused a problem, which we'll read about as we go on. verse 25. Verse 26, Salakia. And they slew Hamor and Shechem, his son, with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house and went out. So they went in there, they killed everybody, all the men, and took their daughter out of there, their sister out of there. Verse 27. The sons of Jacob came upon the slain and spoiled the city because they had defiled their sister. Verse 28. And they took their sheep and their oxen and their asses and that which was in the city and that which was in the fields. Well, they kind of had planned on doing the same thing to us from what he said. He said that, if we marry them, their property is going to be our property. But this, hey, man, listen, the good thing about the Sabbath service and reading these scriptures is that we learn the nature of our people, how we are. And we can relate to these people because this is how we are. Like if somebody come in there and rape your sister, and I'm not justifying any crime or any breaking of the law, but if somebody comes and rapes your sister and didn't have the nerve to come to you and say, yo, man, let's just give it to my son. Let my son marry her. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's not going to kill the anger. Like you took it. You didn't come to me honorably and ask me for my daughter. You raped her. You raped her, and now you want to make her your wife, man. Nah, I don't think that's right at all. But there's ways to amend these kind of things, but people have to keep their word. That's the bottom line. Yeah, but we're gonna see what this is all about. Shalakia, sir. Give me a second here. I lost my bearing. Okay, so we're gonna go to this is the book of Genesis, chapter 34. In verse 29 in the Hebrew, wa'ath kal hayalum wa'ath kal tapum wa'ath nasyahum shabwa wayabazwa wa'ath kal ashar babayath. Verse 30, waya amar Yaquab al Shamai 1 wa al Loya Ikaratham Akia Lahab Ba'aya Shanya Bayashab Ha'aratazam Bakanain Waba Parzaya Wa Anya Mathia Masapar Wana Asapwa Wana Asapwa Alia Waha Kawa Naya Wanashamad Dathia Wamashada Wamna Shamadathia Anya Wabayathia. Verse 31. Why Amarwa Hakaza Waba Ya Aisha Ath Akon Wath Nawa. Can read 4 more. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 35, and verse 1 in the Hebrew. Why Amar Alahayim al Yaquab. That was the last set? I was saying, damn, that's a lot of verses. Okay, Most High in Christ. Oh, I got to read it in English, though. Yeah. Okay, so Most High in Christ. Prior chapter. Oh, Salakia. No, we in 33. Yeah, I went too far back. Okay. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 34, verse 29 in English. And all their wealth and all their little ones and their wives took they captives and spoiled even all that was in the house. Verse 30. So these brothers is like, man, they destroying everything. They taking everything, man. Like they killed all the men. They took the women and children captive. They took all their cattle, you know. Verse 30. And Jacob said to Simeon and Levi, you have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land. So they ruined his reputation. You understand? So now his family is known as murderers and thieves. That's how the other people are going to look upon them. Among the Canaanites and the Perizzites and I, being few in number, they shall gather themselves together against me and slay me, and I shall be destroyed, I and my house. So what the brothers did was rash. It was a knee-jerk reaction, you know, out of anger, and they should have listened and waited and listened to their father. You understand? And they would have got better counsel, you know, but they took it upon themselves, you know, out of emotion and anger. And they murdered all of these people, and it wasn't right because only one person committed a crime against them. You know, and so now Jacob is letting them know, like, yo, what you did was wrong. You know what I'm saying? You put a whole family in jeopardy because they're in somebody else's land and they're outnumbered, you know, severely outnumbered, you know. So, verse 31, and they said, should he deal with our sister as with an harlot? So Simeon and Levi said to their father, yo, we gonna let him treat our sister like a whore? That's what they said. So let's read on. Next chapter. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 35, and verse 1. And the Most High said unto Jacob, arise, go up to Bethel and dwell there, and make there an altar unto the Most High, that appeareth unto thee when thou fleddest from the face of Esau thy brother. No. We go up to verse 4. We read the last 3 and 34, and then we read 4 here. On my concert. Verse 2. Then Jacob said unto his household and to all that were with him, put away the strange gods that are among you, and be clean and change your garment. He said, if you got any idols, anything like that, get rid of them and wash yourself and put on new clothes. You know, so this is like, what's the word? A sacrament, the cleaning of, preparing for do something holy, you know. Yeah, we're going to have to read it. Okay, verse 3. And let us arise and go up to Bethel, and I will make there an altar unto the Most High, who answered me in the day of my distress, and was with me in the day which I went. Verse 4. And they gave unto Jacob all the strange gods which were in their hand, and with all the earrings which were in their ears. And Jacob hid them under the oak, which was by Shechem.
I'm saying Jacob already know, you know what I'm saying, how the Lord is a just power. So of course, you know, if we have to be righteous, I mean, we then can't go and be wicked and deceitful to the other nations. You understand? So Jacob did what he had to do, got them to get rid of all that stuff that they stole. You understand? When they made an altar to the Lord, and you know what I'm saying, of course, begged, you know what I'm saying, pleaded, you know what I'm saying, for some mercy. Because of course, you know, this is a time where we understand the power that we serve. You know what I mean? Jacob already knew what time it was. He's like, man, listen, I ain't even many in number, man. You're gonna have them people gonna come up against us, man. Rightfully so, because y'all see him making deals with these, you know what I'm saying, these folks, and then gonna go back on your word. Now we know different than them now. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing they do to us, make deals with us, then go and slaughter us. What different, you know what I'm saying? What different are we? Now we got this stinking, you know what I'm saying, this disgusting reputation on our name, on our family, and they would be right to come and try to slaughter us, be right to come and try to kill us. And because y'all, you know what I'm saying, went about it deceitfully, hey man, the Lord might not protect us, might not be with us, man. You know what I mean?
And if I may, sir, and don't think that these brothers got away with anything.
Oh no, it's gonna come back up.
They're being punished for this until this day.
Yeah, man, we'll end up reading about this
And
and bringing this back up when we get the
And if I may, sir, this shows you how wonderful this book is, because when we do something wrong, if we do wickedness, man, we don't omit it from the book. We don't try to make Israel look like they was all good or nothing like that, man. That confirms the truth of this book, in my estimation. You know what I'm saying? When you see the truth of everything, not just the good of, oh, Israel is this and Israel did that, it shows every crime that Israel committed. This book tells you of that crime and the consequences of that crime, whether it was an individual or whether it was a nation or whether it was a tribe. And that's the truth. That's it.
Yeah, that's it, man. You know what I'm saying? And with that, you know what I'm saying, we're gonna clip it up right there. Right? You know what I'm saying? So Amadium, just up here. So like individual girl that says prepares the Torah. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrak Yah. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabrak Yah. So Amadium, which means to stand. Papanyak, we're down. Just rise to face the east. Start off with the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew.
Abanawa,
Abanawa,
Shabbat Shemayim,
Bashemayim,
Kodash,
Kodash,
Haya,
Haya,
Shemka,
Shemka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Malakwaka,
Malakwaka,
Taba'a,
Taba'ah,
Ratazayaka,
Tazayaka,
Haya,
Haya,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Ba'arataza,
Ba'arataza,
Kawa,
Kawa,
Haya,
Haya,
Bashemayim,
Bashemayim,
Nathanawa,
Lathandanawa,
Lakam,
Lakam,
Kal,
Cal,
Yawum,
Yawam,
Wasalaknawa,
Wasalaknawa,
Kabawatnawa,
Kabawatnawa,
Kasalaknawa,
Kasalaknawa,
Kabawathanawa,
Kabawathinawa,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Tabi'ayanawa,
Tabi'ayinawa,
Banasaya 1,
Banasaya 1,
a ball,
Abal,
Hawashayanawa,
Habashayinawa,
Mayan,
Mayan,
Rai,
Ra,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Laka,
Laka,
Amalakwath,
Hamalakwa,
Waha'ala,
Waha'ala,
Wahazaparak,
Watapara,
Iwalumium,
Liwalunium,
Aman.
Aman. In English, our Father,
Our Father,
which art in heaven,
which art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come,
thy kingdom come,
thy will be done
thy will be done
in earth
in earth
as it is in heaven.
as it is in heaven.
Give us this day
Give us this day
our daily bread,
our daily bread,
and forgive us our debts
forgive us our debts
as we forgive our debtors.
as we forgive our debtors,
And lead us not
and lead us not
into temptation,
into temptation,
but deliver us
but deliver us
from evil.
from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
Thine is the kingdom,
and the power, and the glory, forever.
forever.
So be it.
So be it. Pray for the Hakak, the power in the Hebrew. Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Bahashem Yahweh Shai,
Hashem Yahweh Shah,
Baba Kasha,
Baba Kasha,
Nathanawa,
Nathanawa,
Hakak,
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 Para'ah,
Lar Pa'ah,
Kal Makala,
Kal Makala,
Bakal Marawa,
Wakal Madawa,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Latahar,
Latahar,
Ha Matazarayam,
Hamatazarayim,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Lahakwiam,
Lahakwiam,
Hamathium,
Amathium,
Hakak,
Hakak,
Al Rawakawaf,
Arakawaf,
Hatama Allah,
Hatama Allah,
Lagarashun,
Lagarashan,
Bahashim Yahawashai,
Ba'ashim
the
Yahushua,
Wada Aman.
the water Aman. In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it.
So be it. The prayer for the blessings in the Hebrew. Barakatha Yahweh,
Barakatah Yahweh.
Wa Yahweh Shai,
Wa Yahushua.
Wa Mayaka Allah,
Wa Mayaka Allah.
Wa Alahayim,
Wa Alahayim.
Matazabaya
Matazabiyah.
Alawap Yahana,
Alawap Yahana.
Alawapium,
Ha Alawapyum.
Hasaranyum,
Ha Saranyum.
Hakotazayanyum,
Ha Kotazanyanyum.
Hakoya Yoyum,
Ha Koya Yoyum.
Waha Gwatium,
Wa Hagwatian.
Yahweh,
Yahweh.
Bahashim Yahweh Shai,
Ba'ashim Yahushua.
the Wada Aman.
The water Aman. In English, bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahushua, and Michael, and the angels, commanding General Yahana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, thank you. So be it.
The 121st Psalm in the Hebrew. Aisha'ah,
Aisha,
Ayanya,
Ayanya,
Ahaharium,
Al-Harium,
Ma'ayan,
Ma'ayan,
Yaba'ah,
Yaba'ah,
Isaiah,
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 Ma'aim,
Ma'aim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Aisha,
Aisha,
Shamawan,
Shamayam,
Salakia, Wa'aratazah,
Wa'aratazah,
Al-Yathan,
Al-Yathan,
Lamawat,
Lamawat,
Regalka,
Wagalka,
Al-Yanawam,
Ayanawam,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Hanala'ah,
Hanala'ah,
Yanawum,
Yanawam,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yayashun,
Yayashun,
Shawamar,
Sharamar,
Yasha'Allah,
Yasha'Allah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Shamarka,
Shamarka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Tazalka,
Tazalka,
Al-Yad,
Aliyad,
Yamyaka,
Yamyaka,
Yawamam,
Yawamam,
Hashemash,
Hashemash,
La'ah,
La'ah,
Yakaka,
Yakaka,
Wayarak,
Wayarat,
Walayala,
Walayala,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamarka,
Yashamarka,
Makalrai,
Makalrai,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Athnapashka,
Athnapashka,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Yashamar,
Yashamar,
Kazaatka,
Kazaaka,
Waba Waatka,
Waba Waaka,
Mayatha,
Maitha,
Wa'aid, I will.
Wa'aida Walam. In English, I will lift up mine eyes into the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore.
The 83rd Psalm in Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Dami Alaka,
Al-Damayalaka,
Al-Fakarash,
Al-Takarash,
Wa Al-Fashakwat, Al-Kayahana, Awayabuk Yaka, Yahama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al-Imaka, Ya'ira Yamwa,
Yarayamwa,
Sawada,
Sawada,
Wayatha,
Wayatha,
Ya'ai Tazawa,
Ya'ai-Tazawa,
Al-Tazapawanyaka,
Al-Tazapawanyaka,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanakakidam,
Wanakakidam,
Magoya,
Magoya,
Wala'ah,
Wala'ah,
Yazakar, Sham Yasha'ala,
Sham Yashala,
Iwada,
Iwada,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawa'ai Tazawa,
Nawa'ai-Tazawa,
Laba,
Laba,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Alyaka,
Awyaka,
Barayah,
Barayah,
Yakarathwa,
Yakarathwa,
Aholia,
Aholia,
Adawam,
Arawam,
Wayashamai,
Wayashamai,
Alayam,
Alayam,
Mawa'aba,
Mawa'aba,
Wahagariam,
Wahagariam,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa'aimawan,
Waimawan,
Wa'amalak,
Waimalak,
Palashaf,
Palashah,
I'm Yashabya,
I'm Yashabya,
Tazawo,
Tazawar,
Gam Ashawo,
Gam Ashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Imam,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Zarawai,
Zarawai,
Labanya Lawat,
Labanya Lawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aishalaham,
Aishalaham,
Kamadian,
Kamadian,
Kasaya,
Kasaya,
Sara'ah,
Sara'ah,
Kayabian,
Kayabian,
Banakal,
Banakal,
Kwayashwan,
Kwayashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Nashamadwa,
Bayayan,
Bayan,
Da'ara,
Dara,
Hayawa,
Hayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
Adama,
Ladama,
Shayatamwa,
Sayatamwa,
Nadayamawa,
Yada Nyamawa,
Ka'arab,
Karab,
Wakazaba,
Wakazaba,
Wakazabak,
Wakazabak,
Wakatazal,
Wakatazol,
Mana'ai,
Manai,
Kal Nasaya Kamwa,
Cal Nasai Kamwa,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Nayarasha,
Nayarasha,
Lanawa,
Lanawa,
Ath, Na'awaf,
Na'awaf,
Alahayam,
Alahayam,
Alahaya,
Alahaya,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Kagogala,
Kagogla,
Kakwash,
Kakwash,
Lapanya Rawaka,
Lapanya Rabaka,
Ka'ash,
Ka'ash,
Tabi'aira,
Ira,
Ya'ira,
Ya'ira,
Wakalahaba,
Kalahaba,
Dalahat,
Salahat,
Harayam,
Harayam,
Khan,
Khan,
Daradapma,
Daradapma,
Basa Iraka,
Basa Iraka,
Wabasa,
Wabasa,
Wapathka,
Wapathka,
Tabahalam,
Tabahalam,
Mala'ah,
Mala'ah,
Panyahum,
Panyahum,
Qualawan,
Qualawan,
Wayabakwashwa,
Wayabakwashwa,
Shemka,
Shemka,
Yahawa,
Yahweh,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Wayabaholwa,
Wayaholwa,
Aida Ai,
Aid Aid,
Wayakaparawa,
Wayakaparawa,
Waya Abadwa,
Waya Abadwa,
Waya Da'awa,
Waya Dayawa,
Kaya Atha,
Kaya Tha,
Shemka,
Shemka,
Yahawa,
Yahweh,
Labadka,
Labadka,
Alyawan,
Al-Yawan,
Al-Kal Ha'aratazar.
Al-Kaharataza. In the English, keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Keep not thy silence, O Yahweh.
Hold not thy peace,
Hold not thy peace.
and be not still,
And be not still.
O Yahweh.
O Yahweh.
For lo,
For lo,
thine enemies make a tumult,
thine enemies make a tumult.
and they that hate thee
They that hate thee
have lifted up the head.
have lifted up the head.
They have taken crafty counsel
They have taken crafty counsel
against thy people,
against thy people.
and consulted against
Consulted against
thy hidden
thy
ones.
hidden ones.
They have said,
They have said,
Come,
come
and let us cut them off
and let us cut them off
from being a nation,
from being a nation.
that the name of Israel
The name of Israel
may be no more in
may
remembrance.
be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together
They have consulted together
with one consent.
one consent.
They are confederate against
They
thee,
are confederate against
the
thee.
tabernacles of Edom,
The tabernacles of Edom
and the
and the
Ishmaelites
Ishmaelites
of Moab,
Moab,
and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre.
inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also is joined with
is
them.
joined with them.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Salah,
Salah,
do unto
do
them
unto them
as unto the Midianites,
as unto the Midianites,
as to Sisera,
as to Sisera,
as to Jabin,
as to Jabin,
at the brook of Kisan,
at the brook of Kison,
which perished at Endor.
perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles
Make their nobles
like Oreb
like Oreb
and like Zeeb,
and like Zeeb.
yea,
Yea,
all their princes,
all their princes,
Azabah
as
and as
and
Almunah,
as Almunah,
who said,
who said,
Let us take to ourselves
take to ourselves
the house of Yahweh in
the
possession.
houses of Yahweh into possession.
O my power,
Oh, my power,
make them like a wheel,
make them like a wheel,
as a stumble before the wind,
as the stubble before the wind,
as the fire burneth a wood,
as the fire burneth a wood,
and as the flame
and as the flame
setteth the mountains on fire.
setteth the mountains on fire.
So persecute them
So persecute them
with thy tempest,
with thy tempest,
and make them afraid
make them afraid
with thy
storm,
with thy storm.
thy storm.
Fill their faces with shame,
Fill their faces with shame,
that they may seek thy name.
they may seek thy name.
O Yahweh,
O Yahweh,
let them be confounded
make them be confounded
and trouble forever.
in trouble forever.
Yea,
Yea,
let them be put to shame
let them be put to shame
and perish,
perish,
that men may know
that men may know
that thou,
that thou,
whose name alone
whose name alone
is Yahweh,
is Yahweh,
art the Most High
art the Most High
over all the earth.
over all the earth. So, Israel, Imagine, turn to take the teacher, men of Israel. We give the teacher one courtesy salute. Men of Israel, Imajim Shabbat, Imajim Barak, Yahweh Ba Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatah, Yajimatah, class dismissed. Sorry, right. Let's get it on.